Picture this. You're on the wall. The ball is going towards your net with blistering speed. You sweep down as fast as you can. A dodge, one boost pad, and a really close save. A great plan until you realize that you don't actually have any boost. What if I told you you could make that save anyway? Maybe our friendly pro gamer Jesse can help us out with that.
€5. Hey buddy, are you down for a short challenge for a video and a chance to win $100?
Alright, I'm done halfway. I'm scared, bro. What's the challenge? Is this it? Huh? Is that it? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to save it? Oh! Is this the only challenge? Is this it? Just get this ball? It's impossible. No, it's part 1. Dude? You're kidding me. I got it! I got it. Now what? Now do it without boost. Bruh! You're kidding, right? You're kidding, right? I swear it's possible. Oh, I know how to. It's like some weird. Yeah. Oh. Relax. What am I doing? What do you think I'm doing? I'm not even getting close, guys. I'm not even getting close.
One eternity later.
Yeah, no, halfway then it's impossible, bro. Oh, I can't. Lucky, back to hoops.
Well, that didn't really help. Thanks to Jesse for being a good sport. But in order to make that save, we're going to need something new. We're going to need a curve dash. Now, I've made the decision to adapt the mechanic that way because I think it's quite descriptive. We can abuse a couple of things to get a free wave dash on almost any curve without leaving the ground at all. You likely have run into a situation in the past where you tried to jump while still on the curve, but you were just stuck. You can thank the centrifugal force for that. When you drive along a curve, the car gets pushed down into the curve due to the change in direction, and that force, if you're fast enough, is so high that if you try to jump, it will just do nothing at all. However, using the full length of the car, the front wheels actually get off the curve before the back wheels do. So if we press jump at just the right time, only the front wheels lift off. And that is our invitation to use a dodge for a free wave dash. Now that you know the principle, you can already try it. But I will give you more tips so you don't have to figure out everything for yourself. When do you need to jump? Well, unfortunately, it depends on the curve and how fast you're going. Let's start out with a regular sidewall curve at relatively low speed. I'd recommend to learn this first as it seemed the easiest to me. Of course, different maps will look differently, but on the standard stadiums, there's this bright line that marks the end of the curve. You need to do the first jump just before your back wheels cross that line. That timing may be a bit different for you because of input delay, but you can just do a bit of trial and error. You should first try to just do that single jump at the right moment. You will know it's the right moment if your front wheels lift off the ground, but only for a short time. If your entire car gets afloat, then the button press is definitely too late. And if it seems like the jump did nothing at all, then it was too early. Once you have that timing down, you should double press the jump button as quickly as you can to perform a straightforward dodge. That should give you the wave dash. Here are a couple of problems you might run into. You double pressed jump, but there was no dodge. In this case, you probably did your first jump too early and the front wheels didn't lift off, or for such a short window that it's impossible to get the dodge timed right. The other issue you might face is that your car flips weird into the ground and spins out. There are actually multiple possible reasons for this one. Either your first flip was way too late, in which case your car will fully lift off the ground. It could also be that your second jump press wasn't fast enough. You really need to double press jump as fast as you can. Lastly, it could also be that your dodge wasn't perfectly straight. When starting out, I would recommend holding down power slide as you do the wave dash, which means slight inaccuracies are not gonna matter and bigger ones are gonna be easier to recover. Ultimately, the goal should be to do it without power slide, as that way you can turn earlier after the wave dash, which is another advantage it has over a regular flip. I hope that's helpful enough to get you started, but as I mentioned earlier, things change a bit depending on the curve and speed. Generally, if you're going faster, like boosting, you need to do your first jump a little later. Unfortunately, this also means that you need to be more precise with the timing, because if you do it too far after the line, the car will very quickly do a regular jump. I don't have this mastered myself at all yet, but based on my progress, I'm very confident that this is far from the hardest mechanic to master in the game. It's really similar, in a sense, to timing your dodges perfectly to hit the ball with as much power as you can. Also, you can go through the curve at an angle. 45 degrees are very much possible, and you should usually still dodge straight forward, but this may be different if you can pull this off at even narrower angles. As I said, other curves are also possible, but they are different. For example, in the net, the end of the curve doesn't have a bright line, but there are other visual indicators. The idea is the same, the back wheels should be just behind the line if you're going slow, and past it if you're going fast. The curves of the backboard are slightly tighter than those of the sidewalls. The bright line on many stadiums also doesn't show the end of the curve properly, which is why you may want to try it on a map like Urban Central first. Because of the tighter curve, the timing has to be a bit more precise. Nevertheless, this is also very doable. So, what do we use this for? In general, anytime you drive down a curve and more speed is useful, this technique should be applied. There are some angles at which it might not be possible, but if the angle is slightly off, then the extra speed you gain may still get you where you want faster. There are a few situations in which previously you would want to jump off the wall and do a regular wave dash, but with this mechanic it's actually faster to drive down the curve. However, getting used to that will take some time and require mastery of this mechanic. What else could we use this for? Oh right, there was this save at the beginning. All you have to do is a curve dash and So there is a little trick I didn't show you yet. The advantage of a wave dash over a regular dodge is of course that you end on the ground. That means you can immediately perform another dodge for extra speed. So instead of doing a double jump press, you want to press the jump button 4 times really fast. The last press should maybe not be as quick as possible, because otherwise you might dodge into the ground, but still fast is very good. This trick really looks like magic, because you can just drive down a curve using 0 boost and instantly get to supersonic. That is how this save is indeed possible. Even if you're not on 0 boost, you can get to the ball way more comfortably and even control it. Of course, this is just a demonstration of some barely possible scenario that requires near perfect execution. The most common situation I see where you can immediately apply this is when you land on the enemy backboard completely out of boost and you're trying to rotate back as fast as possible. In those situations, this can significantly reduce your time back to net. I did tease that I had another not commonly known mechanic to look at, but I've decided against cramming it all into one video and tested some more, so make sure you subscribe for that. Don't forget to like, comment and use my Epic creator code ROCKETSCIENCE, and I'll see you soon for the next video.